Today we're designing merch in Adobe Photoshop, only there is a catch. I'm giving artificial intelligence full control over what we design today. So whatever it tells us to make, I'm going to make in Adobe Photoshop. Before we get into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor over at Creative Fabrica.
Creative Fabrica has been sort of like a secret tool for me, and I've used it quite a bit in the past as well for fonts and graphics and 3D assets, but I never talked about Creative Fabrica Spark. And Spark, what it does is it basically allows you to generate amazing art that is completely AI generated. Oh, and did I mention you can use these for print on demand? So under the Spark tab, there's a bunch of different options. You can create art, you can create text, create patterns, and even create transparent PNGs. Let's click the top option. If you click on 1x1 square, you're gonna notice there's a bunch of different aspect ratios that we can try out. If we wanna do print on demand, you just need to go to 4x5 portrait, which is for print on demand garments, and it says it right there. Let's go and select that, and then we can type in any prompt we want. So right here, I'm just gonna type in Raven coming out of smoke. I don't even know why I'm choosing that. It's just something at the top of my head, but you know what? That's what's fun about this. So Raven coming out of smoke, ignite. We could choose whatever one we want. Let's go ahead and publish this one because I like it. Once that's done generating, you can click open. So now we could download it. And as you can see, it says any usage allowed, which means you can do anything with this. You can print it, you can make it a poster, you can use it for image manipulation projects, whatever you want, you can do it. Use my link in the description below to get 1 month free Creative Fabrica, up to 10 downloads, and you guys get full access to CF Spark so you can explore your creative potential. First thing I needed to do was go to GPT so we can generate a prompt and basically let AI decide what I design. My prompt was as follows. Can you give me 4 merch design briefs so I can practice my design skills? ChatGPT is so polite. It says, sure, here are 4 design briefs for you to practice your design skills in Photoshop. And they gave me a bunch of different prompts. I'm not even gonna read them all, but I picked 2 out of the 4 that I like. And the first one is a t-shirt design for a music festival. I think that's gonna be fun. And immediately I thought Woodstock, right? So I'm thinking maybe I can make some sort of like vintage Woodstock style design. And the second one was a coffee mug design for a nature enthusiast. So we have 2 merch design products right there that we can start with. Damn, ChatGPT, can you like go a little easier on me? That was kind of hard. I'm picking Woodstock 99 for my music festival. It's one of the most notorious music festivals on earth. And I'm not even gonna go into it. For the fonts, I'm going to be picking 80s and 90s style fonts, and I'm going to be using Creative Fabrica for this. And I was on Creative Fabrica and I just typed in retro fonts and so much stuff popped up. Honestly, one of the biggest font libraries I've seen in a while. But my recommendation is if you're designing for a specific time period, you definitely want to look up fonts that were popular during that time. So in this case, it's more 80s and 90s style fonts that were being used for the Woodstock 99 Music Festival t-shirts. So you just want to kind of try to match that as close as possible. That way that that timepiece is captured accurately. Anyway, I found some fonts that I really like, and if you want, you could take a screenshot of this and go look them up yourself, or you can go sign up to Creative Fabrica using the link in the description below and download most of these. But yeah, these are the ones that we're going to try out today. And next on our list is looking up inspiration. So yeah, I'm thinking I want to try to do something like this, but my own style. But I do like the layout of this, so we might try to you know, do something similar. I really love this wagon design right here. This is super cool. I love that font and everything. I just love the way it's laid out. So yeah, the brain is working now, right? We got some ideas, and I think I have enough to go off of. Ooh, wait, this one's cool too. See what I'm saying? There's so much stuff we can do. All right, let's get to designing. I'm bored. And in Photoshop, I have a color palette already picked out, or should I say 3 color palettes picked out with sort of like a little mini mood board, just some older designs from Woodstock 99 that I want to pull some inspo from. And I really like this music box banner right here. It says peace, love, and rage, Woodstock 99. I really like that. We might use that verbiage and see what happens. First off, let's hide that. I'm going to invert the background, so I'm pressing Command I to do that. I already forgot the font name. What is it called? Marsville. Okay, cool. Let's get it right. So Marsville. There we go. Cool. It's hard to read, but I don't really care, to be honest with you. Peace, love, and then let's do we want it all caps? That's the real question, huh? Peace, love, maybe all caps, possibly. Let's see what happens if we do all caps. You know what? I think all caps is the play. So we'll do peace, love, and then and. Where's that and symbol at? Damn it. There it is. And rage. Switch it up a little bit. Have a smaller A, possibly. Maybe. Rage. No, I like it like that. All right, cool. It's really big. So let's just go ahead and select everything and press Command T. Let's resize it. I might even warp it on purpose, honestly, because this font, I don't really care if it gets warped. So we might do something like that. Just make it really fit nicely in this box, our canvas, right? Which is like our t-shirt design. And then we can make love big, maybe even rotate it a little bit. See, I don't know yet. I'm just going with it and see what happens. Love, I might do a peace sign in there. So let's go look at a peace sign to refresh my memory. And I might just overlay it so I can get it accurate. Can I not talk today? All right, let's grab this one and then just throw that in there, invert it. That way I can kind of like make that O a peace sign. I don't know why, I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Selecting love, I'm just gonna add a new layer and let's just fill this with white. There we go. That's pretty much what I wanted. Let's invert this. I'm really just trying to get this peace sign to kind of fit in there nicely. So it's gonna be something like that. And then let's take another layer and I'm gonna go back here and let's just roughly kind of draw in these, kind of tracing almost, these shapes. They're gonna look kind of ugly on purpose. Fill that with black. Can't promise this is gonna look amazing. Maybe this can be a pizza design. There you go. Cool, so let's hide that. That may be too squiggly. But, you know, we could take our eraser tool now and kind of go over it a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over it with my eraser tool, clean it up just a bit, just a hair. I really needed it to have the same consistency as the outside, but we're going to smooth everything anyway. I think I'm going to apply some effects to this, so it probably look fine. I think we can fix it. Doesn't have to be like super precise. And then right here, we could cut into that, sort of like that. And then we can honestly add those like little imperfections if we wanted to, but that's going to take a long time. So maybe I don't want to do that. Now I'm like second guessing myself. You know what? I might just add these like little sharp parts in there manually, sort of like that, just so everything kind of looks like cohesive. I want it to be at the same spot, if that makes sense, before I add the texture. That way it's not like looking like it belongs to two different families. I don't care if it's like everywhere though. It doesn't need to be everywhere. Maybe just on the outside. Potentially. There you go. It's sort of looking like it's the same vibe as the outside. That's the word I wanted to use to sound very smart. All right, cool. Let's do the same thing for this outer side, this left side. What am I talking about? All right, cool. That part, I don't know what happened there. That little dude just, he wasn't having it. Yes, it looks like shit, but it's okay. Is that weird? I think it's cool looking. So peace, love, and rage. Rage. Let's go ahead and convert all this to a smart object, including the text. Now let's go grab a guitar player. Maybe have this like dude playing some good guitar, some good old guitar. Lower the opacity on this, and let's make a new layer above it. And then we will go to a different brush. Let's go dry media. There we go. That looks pretty good. I do not have a drawing tablet, so just so you know, this might not end good. I'm just gonna roughly kind of sketch in. So this dude's kind of like stylish. He's got a little bit of style going on. And this is gonna take like 5 hours. So I hope you guys have like popcorn and coffee ready. I'm just kidding. I hope it doesn't take that long. I'm just trying to get the shittiest like rough sketch I can find or accomplish. Like I really don't care if this is perfect. That's the thing. I want it to look like bad on purpose. Got to get those fingers. Those look bad. Oh, those are terrible. What kind of phalanges are these? I'm trying to make it look bad, but this is like maybe too bad. I'll be honest. I don't know about this. His fingers just look funky right here. I'm not gonna lie. It's not my fault. He's not even like honestly somebody that would have played at Woodstock. That's one of the things that I wanted to say real quick. In case you guys were thinking it, I already thought it. I was like, you know, I probably could have picked a better person to represent Woodstock because I really don't think this dude would have played Woodstock. That's just my opinion, not professional opinion, but it's an opinion. Everybody in the comments is like, dude, that was the worst hand I've ever seen in my life. I actually missed a finger right there, I'm pretty sure. I can't draw fingers to save my life. That's just the truth. This is gonna be tough, guys. All right, so I failed miserably doing that, but I don't think it looks terrible. The hand's pretty bad, but in my opinion, it's okay. It will pass. So we are going to use it. And again, I only want it to be a background element anyway. Yes, let's start adding some color. So I'm just gonna add a solid color overlay with this one. We will clip it and then change the blend mode to multiply. That way we can keep the black on inside of the peace sign, because I don't want the strings or anything like that from the guitar player to show through. So we will keep that right there and change the color to one of the colors on our color palette. So I might do red for the text. So for the background element, we'll probably do yellow. And then below that, let's go back to our font list and see what kind of fonts we got going on here. The New York regular is actually really nice, so we probably will use that. So let's type in New York regular, and then we will type in the information for the festival. So it took place in Rome, New York. So let's type in Rome, New York, kind of like that. We might have the same color, that yellow peeking in. See? Ooh, that looks super cool. Let's actually resize everything or move it up. Let's try this. Woodstock 99. See, I kind of like that font. It's not like something you would see every day, but I really like the way it looks. So yeah, see, I like that. Woodstock 99, that looks pretty cool. These are just quick ideas anyway. I'm not like obviously trying to do something so innovative, right? We duplicate this and add a hint of that red behind everything. Do we do that for New York? Probably not. Maybe we do add it to Rome as well, now that I think about it. That way it looks the same. That looks cool. I dig it. That looks vintage. Okay, let's grunge this shit up. I'm gonna texture it using textures from Texture Labs. If you guys don't know, then you need to know. Texture Labs is amazing. I will support that dude forever. He's just amazing. But this one is a fabric texture. I'm going to clip it to my group and it's gonna look something like this. Kind of not what I want first off, but we will change the blend mode and make it black and white and make this work. So let's do this. And then change the blend mode to possibly screen, possibly overlay, possibly multiply. We could always try that and then bring the levels up potentially. That way it kind of looks like this. Maybe we could duplicate it. Actually, let's duplicate it again. This one will be the more of like the black. We'll bring out those highlights, bring down those shadows, something like that. And if you zoom in, you'll see what I'm doing there, giving it a nice like fabric-like texture. And then this one will be another texture, but we'll screen it and it's gonna look something like that. It's gonna look pretty bad actually at first, but this is gonna be more of the highlights. You combine them both and they look pretty cool. All right, so I have these other textures I'm gonna try out real quick. There we go. These look good. Look at how good that looks, man. I'm gonna add a layer mask to it and get rid of the inside of this spot right here. I don't want that. And let's just see what it looks like on a shirt. There you go. We can change the blend mode and there you go. Now we have a Woodstock Rome, New York design. I didn't include the date. I didn't really think it was needed on this one. I like it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. For the first concept, I actually think this is pretty cool. It's kind of creative, a little out of my wheelhouse. Let's just put it that way. I don't really do this sort of stuff. I couldn't help myself, so I did one more concept and this is what I came up with the flames, and I actually think it was worth the exploration. I love it, and I want to go ahead and mock it up real quick before we move on to that coffee design. I just thought, so this is the before, first off, and it's cool, but it was a little vanilla for me, so I'm going to resize this one, mock it up. See, I just think that looks cooler. You guys let me know, like I said, in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and move on, like I said, to the coffee design. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up a new document. This one, I'm thinking it could be more square. So we could do like a 10-inch by 10-inch, 300 resolution. There we go. And let's go get a coffee mug. So there we go, we have a coffee mug. Bam, imported, resize it, and we'll make our graphic on this coffee mug. So let's go ahead and look for a color palette. So Adobe Color is gonna be your best friend when you're looking for color palettes. I'm just gonna type in mountains because that's kind of what it's asking us to do, is design something that's connected to nature, like mountains and stuff like that. So I'm kind of thinking more of an earthy tone. I also like this red and green. I think it's a really clean color palette. We might even try that red and green, but we just did red, which makes me think maybe I shouldn't do more red. There's so many different types of mountains. You have ones that are snowy, you have ones that are like bone dry. It's just so much variation. So nature might be the best bet. So let's go ahead and drag this color palette into Photoshop so we have it, and we can just resize it, put it off to the kind of left corner there, maybe find one more color palette. I just found another color palette that I really like, so I also imported that one, and I'm just going to flatten these. So let's just convert them, or even just merge them, honestly. So now I'm on public domain vector. I'm just gonna try to find a nature graphic that I can use for my coffee mug, something that can sit in the center of the coffee mug and kind of really complement the design without taking over. So these are completely free to use, by the way. I'm not gonna get in trouble. And this is what it looks like. And then let's type out some text. I'm not sure what I wanna do with the text yet. Maybe we can pick a coffee company that already exists. I don't know. We can even just make up something. So forest or roasters, maybe Great Forest Roasters. That's kind of a cool one. Roasters. There we go. So now we can center this. I kind of have a vibe I'm going for in my head. So we'll see if it pans out or not. There you go. Cool. So the font that I want to use, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure. There was a font that I downloaded on Creative Fabrica earlier that was called That New. And I think that actually might look pretty good for this design, but they don't have a thicker weight. It might be okay though. So let's just kind of put it in place for now and see what happens. So Great Forest Roasters. It's a little thin for me. I might even use another one I have called Denton instead, because I kind of want it to be a little bolder than that. Something like that. So I hope you guys are kind of getting the vibe I'm going for by now. So what I'm going to do is actually place this other graphic first just to see if I like it. And I kind of feel like I will like it just because it's more, it looks like it's going to work better for like a circular badge style design. So now I'm actually changing the font because I thought it was a little too thick now. We can honestly hide the coffee mug and center everything and look at it as a whole instead of looking at it with everything else, because with the coffee mug, it's a little distracting, but I still wanted to have it just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And then at this point, I'm honestly thinking about playing with a different font for the bottom. So let's go ahead and look for a different font. So on Creative Fabrica, I'm going to type in Nature font because there is some really nice cursive that I really like. And on the left side, we can categorize it. So I'm going to click font. And as you can see, there's a lot of like calligraphy that we could be using for our design. I actually really like this font right here because it has a lot of character. So let's try that one out and see what happens. Maybe this coffee shop is in Los Angeles. Why not? Because I live close to Los Angeles, so why not just make it all about that, right? So let's do Nature Adventure. Maybe make it a little smaller because I'm gonna try something else in a second. And then let's add a layer mask to our graphic. We honestly kind of want to use a hard round brush for this though, when masking it out. I'm shaping it so I can basically add the text in that little groove that you see right here. And to me, that looks so much better. So now from here, I can do, maybe like established, and then we could do 2023, whatever works for you. And then that new is the font that we use. So let's go back to that, sort of like that. We could group that together, center it, and then Los Angeles, we can center that. So this is looking a little weird because of the way established in 2023 go together. Just doesn't look really that great. I might just spell it out, established 2023. Or we can even make it older, 1991, which is where when I was born, and just put that at the bottom. See, I kind of like that. It just looks like less thought out, but in a way it looks thought out. It's funny because when you don't try, things look like they're well thought out when they're really not. That's what I've learned. So I don't like the thickness difference though of Los Angeles versus Great Forest Roasters. So what I'm gonna do is probably change the thickness just by adding an outer stroke and make it black so it matches our font color. And then we could just make it like a 4-pixel stroke. Something like that. Maybe like a 5-pixel stroke. It's getting close. That's pretty close. So that looks way better. See, I like that already. We could try even honestly adding it to the graphic. It could look a little weird, but we could try it. Maybe less thick, maybe just a 1-pixel, 2-pixel. There we go. That looks so much better. Depending on what color palette we go with, we might want to put a moon there. I don't really know yet. Maybe we could just put a sun, kind of like that. See, to me, that looks good. We'll add texture, of course, but I already dig this a lot. I think this looks really cool. This plugin I'm using right now is by Black Market, and it's called Reactor, and it allows you to add displacement maps directly inside of Photoshop without having to go search for image assets. It just makes your life a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do is probably use more of a subtle look because I don't want this to look too overboard, right? So we're just gonna use subtle. Even that's a little too much. So let's go about power level 10. So that's good. And let's do Shift Command Option E again. And I wanna try one thing real quick. I'm gonna go to Filter Gallery. But first I want to make my foreground black and my background white. And when we go to Filter Gallery, I'm going to use something a little different today than I normally use. This one is called Reticulation. I don't use it a ton, but I've seen some people use it and it looks really cool. So I'm gonna experiment with it real quick and try it out. We might be able to add a torn edge effect over it and just see what that does. We could try another displacement map now if we wanted to, just like really low power. Now we have a cool design that's completely transparent. Let's turn those color palettes back on so we can actually see which color we wanna go with. So I'm honestly thinking more of a deep blue for this, but let's see what happens. See, I really like the green too. That's the thing. So I might actually use the green, but I honestly think it looks kind of good as just like a single color design, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. I think it looks super clean and it doesn't need multiple colors. So let's turn that coffee mug back on. See, that looks pretty cool. That's a cool coffee mug. It's very vintage. It definitely has that nature vibe. And we use like a forest color palette, which is really cool. And the thing is, we can change this on the fly. Like if we don't like this color, we can always add another color. And just for fun, I imported another coffee mug so we can see what it looks like on a darker color. So let's drag that in place, hide the other coffee mug for now. And we now can kind of visualize what this would look like if this was on a different color mug. And if we needed to, we can even change the blend mode so we can get the same kind of like highlights and shadows in our design. See, that looks really good. Even just white looks really good. Now we have a functional design that can go on any color mug. We can change the color on the fly depending on the mug's color, depending on the vibe that we're going for. And it's super practical. It works in every situation, which is great. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these designs in the comment section below.
And I'm like 95% happy with the designs today. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. I want to read some of your guys' comments now before we end the video because I don't feel like I do that enough. So this comment is by @_traffic. And this person says, I like your voice. It's the kind you play a video for background noise while you do chores, really chill and relaxing. Thank you very much. Actually, that's probably one of the nicest things I've ever heard. This next comment says, another awesome video. Thanks. You have given this old man motivation to start designing again. Dude, that is freaking awesome, man. That is what it's all about. That's literally why I started this channel. So thank you so much for your comment. I am so happy to hear that. And the last comment today reads, thank you, Charlie. Your videos are always informative and I always learn something. And again, I cannot believe you guys. You are so awesome. I love hearing these kinds of things because it makes me want to keep doing what I do. Honestly, I'm so happy to hear that this channel is providing value to so many people from around the world. You guys are awesome. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I guess I'll see you in the next one, all right? Thank you guys so much for making my day. Bye.